Hey Maria, how you doing? How's everything up in the Philippines? As you know, this is an open topic, so we're just gonna talk about it tonight. I mean, shoot, it looks like that a lot is going on in the world. So, shout out to all the innocent people in Thailand and Cambodia. I hope that this border conflict or whatever gets resolved because a lot of people are hurting. A lot of people lost their houses and everything like that. So, war is never good when there's innocent people involved. So, yeah, so this is one thing I'm just seeing. I mean, on TikTok, everybody's talking about they should shut down the parades and everything. I mean, me personally, just one bad incident doesn't speak for the whole people or for what a parade represents. I mean, when you have certain people that show up to a parade that don't know the culture or don't know how people hang out or anything, the first thing that people who are outraged and everything is their first go-to or cope is to, let's go and shut down the parade. Okay, so why you want to go and dictate people's culture and everything? I could understand if it's somebody of their own that could actually dictate, okay, this is what you want, or they could form an opinion. But when it's somebody outside the culture, we should shut this down, and we should do this, we should do that. I'm like, okay, well, where's the same smoke when other people have that parade, but yet you want to actually tell people who are deemed, who are deemed non-European immigrants, that they should go and shut down their parade or whatsoever. I mean, like, this is America, and everybody should have their rights. But then again, this is how I feel. And one thing I could actually say is this modern hypocrisy. When you actually telling people, they should shut down the parade just because a few bad apples made it bad for everybody else. I mean, let's be honest. We all know who were the culprits of this parade. The YN. Because back in the day when I actually went to two parades, I'm talking about the Bronx Dominican and the Bronx Manhattan. Yeah, what you would consider YN. Yeah. Anybody could have been of any street organization in the Dominican parade. But when it was the Dominican parade, I'm talking about the old parade, everybody came as one. So it didn't matter what gang beef you had or anything like that. Everybody came as one. What stuff started getting messed up with was when the black and green organizations, I'm not going to say their names, but anybody who's Dominican know who I'm talking about. They started beefing. And then on top of it, they had clashes at the parade. They had clashes in the subways. And then they even had clashes in the streets. I mean, it played out in the streets. So every time the black and green street organizations clashed, they started lessening the blocks in Manhattan. They started getting shorter, and shorter. To the point that it was like until maybe 47th Street at the parade ended. But then I guess for all the few years that's been peace and everything, the block's been going back up again. It's started to be at 48, 49, 50, 51st, maybe 52nd. Now it's back at almost at the original standpoint, which was 55th. I remember back in the day when I was a teenager, going with my dad, or a kid actually, it used to be almost by 60th. Dominican Parade by 60th and 6th Ave. Almost. I mean, everybody had a good time. It was relatively peaceful, and everybody was actually happy celebrating Dominican culture. So right now, everybody wants to see the worst and everything. I'm like, if people actually just act accordingly, everybody's going to be good. Good and positive vibes. And that's all we wish for. And, everybody's going to be coming, so act accordingly. Yep. So if anybody wants to come up on the panel, the link is up in the description on both. Well, I'm just actually going live on YouTube and Kick. So therefore, anybody who's actually watching, they're welcome to come through. I'll actually put the link in the panel description on Kick also. Yeah, so let's see. It seems that all the haters, they feel like they're emboldened now through either social media or stuff. I mean, we just gotta keep pushing. If you're actually just pray, I mean, it might be hard, but you know what? God will actually do the rest. I mean, to me, I just try to be the chill person on these YouTube streets. I don't really care for drama. I don't promote idiots either that like to cause drama. I mean, let's be for real. A lot of these people, they want to have drama for what? Is it going to be edifying? Is it going to be good for business? I mean, let's just look at all the drama channel sectors or anything like that. I never really belonged to a sector. I guess I just go there or whatsoever. I never went up and cleaned the sector. So the only sector I actually claim is the aggressive sector. So shout out to Aggressive Defiance, Aggressive TV, and for all the people that support me. So when you have a whole bunch of people supporting you, who really cares what a hater has to say? They can look at you, mention your real name like they really know you. And the fact is, you never met them, diddly squat. And then 9 times out of 10, the whole agenda is fake. Like they have some haters that they thrive on. Oh, we run people out for YouTube. Okay. People been targeting me for how long? 2 years, right? Or 3 years. I mean, it's not really important. So I've been hated on these YouTube streets for at least maybe on the crux of 2 or 3 years, right? And me personally, I can really care what a person has to say about what I have to do. Because 9 times out of 10, this is entertainment. And then most of the time that I actually try to give people information, whether it be the martial arts, whether it be about the Dominican urban movement, or, we talk so we can actually learn from each other. So therefore, that's my gist on why I actually have open topics with Don Armando. I'm not going to go around and tell you that I'm all right, because I'm not. But I like to hear other perspectives from people. And if a perspective comes from a hateful entity or it comes from a place of hate, I'm not with it. So, and then you have certain people who are just hate watchers too. I mean, it's true. You can't really please everybody. So that's what it do. So there might be a shift on when I actually come on and such. So I might be doing certain shows earlier. I might be releasing certain content earlier. So, be on the lookout for that, because there's a lot of professional changes that are happening. So I'm just going to keep everybody posted. So therefore I might post early and such in order to, gradually change with the tides of this professional change that's coming up. So for all my supporters, do what you got to do. And, I'll support those who support me. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing, brother? How you been, man?
I've been doing all right. I might just have like shift it, a shift on the tone that I actually go on because
Oh,
new professional changes is coming, etc. So
okay. What time you thinking about coming on, man?
I don't know because I'm gonna be having like I might be coming on early depending on how things go because I might have to change it up a little bit because there's certain
Okay,
yeah. But other than that, how you doing?
man. I'm doing all right, man. There's nothing wrong with switching it up. You know what I mean? Trying different, times and stuff. They got something in the studio where like you can kind of see where like what time most of your people are like online or whatever. Like they got
All
something
right,
in there. So you
got
check
you.
out your analytics, man. Check out your analytics and what I'm saying, kind of adjust your stuff by then. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying, by that, so I think that
exactly.
might be a good idea for you, brother, man. But yeah, man, I just was, kind of cyber surfing, man. It's been a while since I've been up here, man. I just
I
wanted just
know.
to see how you was doing and stuff, man. It's not a whole lot going on really out here other than what been going on with,
I mean, what's been going on? Because I know that at least she's doing her thing.
who?
Miss Elite, she's doing her thing.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, brother. You know what? It been, people that been you know how them stalkers do. You know what I mean? How them cyber harassers do. So
Trust, trust
she been
me,
kind of dealing with that, and and so
trust me. There's a lot of cyber harassers that they just
yeah, the one you and I was talking about, he's kind of behind the scenes or whatever.
yeah. Nah,
He's not really making it.
talking
Oh, go
about that,
ahead, bro.
right?
Go ahead, bro.
Like
Yeah,
the one that calls himself. Well, I'm not going to promote names on my channel, right?
yeah,
That guy went up and was trying to talk to. Oh, I heard that Jose was talking about me. I was like, "Who the heck are you?" He said, and the thing is though, they went up and they went up and they followed me just to say that. I was like, "Yo," I told that person, get the f off my stream because if you got a beef with Jose, you got it with him. Don't go in and come to me trying to say, "Oh, what you got that for?" You like for me, that's not an attribute of a man. If I got a problem,
right,
I handle it with you. I ain't gonna go around and ask your friend or anything like that. That's stupid.
exactly, bro. Like, I mean, it take guys like you and I, to check these guys, man, because they be out here like trying to pretend like they men, like they operating as men, but doing everything other than operating as men. Just like you said, like that wasn't a manly move. That wasn't how you would operate as a man. So like it just take that's what it take, man. You know what I'm saying? Something simple like that. You know what I mean? Just to let them know, look, you ain't acting right. You ain't operating the way you're supposed to operate.
Exactly.
Uh that needs to be seen, man, because one of the things that they that they tell men about, they be like, well, y'all don't check these men, y'all don't stand up, you know what I'm saying, for the right thing when men be around. So you doing that, man. I think, people need to see that. You know what I mean? Because I do it, you know what I mean? Like, we got a whole everybody gotta be held accountable, man. Men can do wrong just like women can do wrong.
Yeah.
You feel me? So that's why I'm like, look, if I see something that's real messed up, man. Even if it's from another brother, I gotta correct it, man. But see what it
Yeah.
is. I heard somebody talk about this today a little earlier, and it's about how certain people do, man. Like a lot of our people, man, like they don't want to be held accountable, man. Like they got a problem with anybody calling them out. You know what I mean? Like they won't deny that they doing wrong, but they don't want you to say nothing. And that's the problem that I got. Is that
Yeah. I mean,
people don't want you
I
to
mean,
say
if you
it,
actually
man.
look at it, right?
Yeah, Yeah, go ahead,
It's like what I've been doing, like double. I don't know how you call it, but it's like it's a form of hypocrisy that a lot of people do. Just don't do what I say. Like, don't say what I do or something like that. So
yeah,
what I do, yeah. So
yeah.
when I see people,
Don't do as I do. Do as I say. Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah.
it's like if you're gonna go around and have a whole bunch of people who are accountable and everything like that, we need to go around and stop that because there's a lot of stuff that is nasty that's been going on in a lot of communities, not only the African American communities. It's been stuff that's been going on for years in other communities as well, as far as Asians and Hispanics and all other stuff. You know why? Because certain people, when they actually have or hold these ignorant beliefs, and I say ignorant because if everybody was, really cultured to the point that they were educated, a lot of the stuff that's going on and why people have why they have mental illness or undiagnosed mental illness is that some part is that we don't hold people accountable, and then when certain people are raised in a way that it's shown that okay, that I don't that do as I do, don't do as I do as I say. When certain people see that, they're like, hold up, you're not even setting a good example. So
Exactly. And see, that's the other thing that I wanted to kind of like get into, man. Like, I'm glad you brought it up because it's like right now we are in a time, right, where people are looking at what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like, everything is online now, man. Everything is on the internet. It used to be a time where people could hide stuff, man, but now that's not the case anymore, man. Everything is out for consumption, for view. So, like, you got to be able to like account for that and say, look, you know what? This is what I did. I learned from this. I grew from this. But see, a lot of people don't want to do that. They want to still like hide the stuff, and when they get called out, they get mad about it. You know what I mean? Like, they get upset.
yeah,
Like you were saying, like, I mean, it's a lot of groups of people that do it, but me speaking from the group that I'm from, like the Black community, like, that's why I talk about Black men and Black women, because that's the group that I identify with. So that's why I kind of I focus in on our issues, man. So that's why I know I can speak to what I'm seeing going on in our community as far as Black men and Black women. Other communities, brother, I really can't speak for like certain issues and certain, like tedious dynamics and topics. But for these Black folks, bro, like, I could tell you, man, like it's a lot of that going on where they don't want you to say, look, this gotta stop. Like, this negative and bad behavior, like, we gotta stop doing this. Like, this is a bad look on us. It is a bad example to set. They don't want you to do that, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? But if you ask them and say, is this a bad behavior? Is that a bad behavior? Do you agree with, what so-and-so done? They will actually say, no, I don't agree. It is a bad behavior. But the problem is they don't want you to say it. They don't want nobody calling nobody out. It's like, you just turn your eye away and mind your business. You know what I mean? Bro, no, but if we're going to have these conversations at all, we got to have honest conversations. And part of that
I agree with that.
Talking about it. Yeah, it's actually talking about it. Go ahead, brother.
I mean, it's to the point, right? That I see a lot of arguments, right? Which are just that okay, that, oh, you have to be politically correct. You have to politically stand with us. And I'm not with that. And I'm going to tell you why. I stand for what's right and I stand for what's wrong. It doesn't matter what party you're in, whether you're Republican or Democrat, right? Because I have friends with both, and people say, "Oh, how could you be friends with that?" I'm like, there used to be a point in time when it was Democrats and Republicans. They used to be the best of friends, right? But now everybody wants to call each other libtards and everything like that. You don't even know why that person have those beliefs. But yeah, you have to go and say, "Oh, I have to hate you because that person told me to."
Yeah, I see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's that going on. Like, it's funny, brother, that you brought that up because we got something similar going on like that in these YouTube streets with these groups and these dynamics and stuff like that, you know. But at some point, we got to be like, you know what? What's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. It doesn't matter what group that you're from. Like, you're not immune from making a mistake, because last I checked, brother, wasn't nobody perfect out here, right? You know, there's nobody perfect operating out here. So everybody has some fallibility. It's fallible, right? So, you know, calling that out, I think, is very important because it shows a sense of humanity. It shows a sense of saying, okay, yeah, I did wrong. You know, a sense of personal accountability. And people will actually follow you, you know, if you admit to your mistakes and say you grew from them and are trying to like tell people, you know, about it and not to go that route. People will actually identify more with it than if you're trying to act like you never made a mistake, that you can't be wrong, that you're right about everything. And that's something that we talk about, you know, a lot of. But brother, yeah, it was something I just, you know, like I thought this was it's a great topic, man, because I think that's really what's going on, man. You know, in a lot of these spaces is this conversation about, you know, okay, so let's say this too. Okay, what I notice is that it goes on the flip side. So what people do is they engage in this. The problem is the cancel culture, right? So they find something that okay, that you did wrong, that you made a mistake on, and all of a sudden they want to just totally like cancel you. And you know what, brother? I think I got a problem with that because look, just like I said, nobody is perfect. Everybody make mistakes, but you can't just throw people away. You know what I mean? That actually makes people try to hide. Right? Like, say again.
Me personally, right? Yeah, it's like within my culture, you have certain people within these YouTube streets that one day they try to tell me that of who I am or whatsoever. Even to the point that I had to actually get a DNA test on just to tell people, yeah, I'm still the man. So you have certain people that they feel like that they could act a coward on social media, other platforms, mention my real name, post out my home info and everything like that. I mean, like, you doing all this for what? And then on top of it, you talking about publicly that you want to put people in jail for what? Because your feelings is hurt that we're ignoring you? I mean, it's to the point that certain people, they want to cancel you just because you're speaking the truth that they're uncomfortable with.
Yeah, that's a good point, brother. Like, I totally agree. And that experience that you showed, we got to have more people like giving their actual like experiences that humanizes them, that makes you know, you relate to the folks that are listening to it or listening to it.
Hey, Don Jose.
Oh, is Jose here?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Jose, how you doing, brother? All right. Yeah, you know, brother, I totally agree with you, man. Like, I think that people definitely need to be like more understanding and compassionate of people and not putting like these expectations that they're supposed to be perfect. Like I've talked about this before. I've made mistakes. There are things that I talked about. I wish that I could take back, but like I talked about them so that it's something that, you know, hopefully other brothers can avoid doing, right? You know,
yeah.
And that's what we need more of. You know what I mean? But what we got is this cancel culture. You know, a culture where they want to expose everything. Oh, you've been exposed, and so now you've been exposed. Now you're canceled, bro. Like, that is so immature. It is so immature for people to think like that. So, and what happens with that, like people get more into that mindset of, okay, I don't want to be canceled. I don't want to be canceled. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lie. I'm going to like try to
Yeah.
hide this stuff. See what I mean? And then you got the problem that we talked about earlier, where people are just not being honest and being able to relate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Really
Exactly.
relate.
I mean, like me personally, I
Yeah,
got canceled
so
by people that you actually thought the world of, right? So after a
yeah,
while, I was like, you know what? I don't need you. I don't need y'all. I just want to be. I found my own tribe. So therefore, you have certain people that they think that okay, that they're more powerful in groups. Okay, you might be right, but then when you actually meet somebody who's actually a loner or anything like that, you want to make it seem like the bad thing. But yet, the reason why y'all calling y'all want to go and make fun of a loner and stuff because they're not into stuff that you're into. So it's funny because you have certain people that they want to actually go into your life and everything like that. They want to actually see that, oh, you're the movie or whatsoever. So that's how it is.
yeah, great
Good
point. Hey,
evening,
Jose,
Jose.
how you doing, Jose?
Good evening, gentlemen. I'm Don Armando. Thank you for allowing me on your platform.
You're allowed every time.
So I just finished my live. So what's the topic?
I mean,
Oh, we were just talking about a whole, like, it's about cancel culture, about, accountability. Like, it just kind of naturally came up. Like, it's kind of hard to kind of go all the way back. But yeah, it was about cancel culture, about accountability. Don, I don't know if you remember something exactly that I said, but I said a lot. You know what I mean? Me and him, talked about a lot of things. Yeah.
I mean, if you actually look at it right now, right? We were just talking about, current events and everything like that as far as the cancel culture and how certain people, they try to cancel me or try to stop me from what I'm saying and everything. But then they forgot I have a platform and they don't actually dictate what I have to say. Now, from what I've said and everything like that, the only feathers I've actually ruffled, I guess, are the Hispanotaps. But other than that, some people, they get mad when they see two people that they don't like become friends or whatsoever. And then it's none of their business. I'm like, we all adults here, and people really have something to say on how I conduct business or anything like that. Confront. I don't see nobody confronting, but yet they want to go around and they act like they want to throw a stone, but then act like they didn't do it. You get what I'm trying to say?
Believe me, I get it. First of all, good evening, Irby. Thank you for stopping by. Speaking about Irby, he finally started to produce content on his channel.
Oh, that's good. You know what I mean? Like, I'm glad to hear that, folks are, creating more content and getting their, the word put out. And you know what? Another thing that I noticed too, Don and Jose, is like, I've been here a long time, and I've noticed that, a lot of the toxicity has been, weathered away here. So like, that's really good. People can organically, like, Don is doing, and you're doing, and Irby is doing, organically have conversations and really, have honest conversations to try to get some more understanding, with topics and things like that. I think that's really positive because I think a lot of the older talking points were a hindrance, or a big hindrance to that. You know what I mean? It just consumed all the options. When those talking points get big and everybody's talking about them, what it does is it basically like takes up all of the oxygen in the air. It's like a big fire that's consuming all of the oxygen, and nobody has room to breathe. So what happens is, like, you're either in one camp or the other camp, and that's the way it was for a long period of time. Like, there was really no room for independent content creators to really like do their thing and gain any traction and get any folks that were engaging, because all of the attention, all of the oxygen was given to those toxic, like, talking points, manosphere or BWE, whatever. You know, so it's really good to see like a gradual decline of all of the toxicity, so that people can actually really have conversations, brother. It's really good. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to see what y'all thought about that.
I mean, it's good that toxicity is less, but then if you really look at it, you have certain people that they want to actually suppress the truth. So I've seen that, I'm not going to go around and say anything, but Jose and Giorgio know what I'm talking about. I've been saying this years about a certain crapster. So, and to me, what I've been saying, it actually came to fruition today. And I've been saying this for like at least 2 or 3 years right now. So.
Yeah, it's really good, brother. Like, you know what I'm saying? You've been on it, man. So it's good to see brothers, you know what I'm saying, doing that. Jose, I'm not sure how long you've been in this space, but I know for the last 10 to 15 years it's been extremely, extremely toxic. Like extremely toxic and non-productive, really, because to be honest with you, like not a lot has been like gained. You know what I mean? Folks are still basically in the same position that they were in 10, 15 years ago. They haven't really improved that much, and, folks are just like, that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of the stuff was played out, so we've kind of, understood that, a lot of the things that were going on, were very like detrimental to what it was that everybody said that they wanted. Like, and it's funny because people said that they wanted honest conversations, but were lying the whole time. Bro, like, it's funny that people would say that. Like, oh, you really trying to have a conversation, but really what they're doing, they're trying to get views. Like, they're trying to get money. Like, they're really not trying to have a real, like, organic conversation. So that was something that we noticed, you know what I mean? Because if you just look at a lot of like, okay, so a lot of the larger content creators were making like certain types of streams, like, and having them clickbaited. Like, the titles were, as though they were really like honestly trying to have a, discussion, but really it almost always devolved into something that was mudslinging and stuff like that. So after like years of seeing that, it's like, look, you know what I mean? Stop the funk, stop lying and just be honest and say, look, you're out here just trying to make money, that you're not really trying to have a real conversation and get down to the bottom of the issues. Instead, what it is that you're catering to people that already have issues and actually, in some cases, making them worse by actually talking about them and letting them up there and, saying more toxic things and, stuff like that. I'm surprised that it hadn't gotten worse, like in real life, than it's gotten. You know what I mean? Like, really, to be honest with you, I hadn't seen a whole bunch of it spill over. I saw some of it spill over, but luckily it hadn't gotten to a point where, like, it was really, really bad. You know what I mean? So, like if y'all think about what happened up there in New York, I don't know if y'all were around.
I talked about that. I think after it happened, because it was crazy. Me and Pete, we was actually talking about how crazy it is that, since that Pete, he's actually from he actually has a military background. So
right.
So we were just talking about us being in New York and everything like that, how this man, like, we know how New York is, how this man was just walking the street. They have the guy walking the street with the machine gun, with his jacket out. I'm like, unless you're like special forces or anything like that in New York, that's not gonna actually go down like that. Because 9 times out of 10 the cop will stop you in New York. And that's how it is.
Oh yeah,
Especially
man. Yeah, New York, bro. Like that's a place where they are strict on firearms. Like you're not. I mean, it's illegal to have any type of firearm. I think in that city. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. That's not gonna work. So, but anyway, other than that, yeah, that was just some of the things that I was thinking about. You know what I mean? Just some stuff that had crossed my mind as I was seeing what was going on YouTube and stuff. So,
yeah. I mean, it's crazy because the guy, allegedly, he was trying to go to the NFL to talk about, I guess, that cranium syndrome or whatsoever. But yet that man never played to the NFL. So that's why it's just crazy.
It is.
And it looked like the guy, I guess, he was actually either I guess what you would consider a Blasian, a black and Asian, because his name sounded like it was Japanese. His last name, I mean.
Right. Yeah, so, you know what it is kind of. But anyway. Well, Jose, what's been going on, brother?
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, I came back from vacation this week. The first part basically I just relaxed. The second part I was in Atlanta for a few days, so I was like out of the loop when it comes to these YouTube streets. So I seen there's been a lot of stuff that's been going on, particularly on certain content creators. Of course, one of the streams, one of the individuals that we know about, which I'm not going to mention, made his presence felt. Of course, I watched a little bit, and I find it interesting how this person reacted, how this person kept moving the goalposts and things of that nature. I think you was on that live.
Which live that was now over on where now?
It was on Miss Elite's channel.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's been a lot going on over there. Like, you know what? I mentioned it earlier to Don what was going on there. Just briefly. But you got a lot of these folks, and these folks that were like harassing and stalking and stuff like that. So I was just kind of. He mentioned to me how he checked one of them, and I was like, look, it's good that, what I mean, like men check other men, because one of the biggest criticisms is that we don't do that we don't call out bad behavior amongst each other. So it's good that, it gets done like on a public platform. That way people can say, look, see, this actually does happen. You know what I mean? So, and it's very important because, look, the criticism that a certain section of people have for going in on a certain gender and stuff, like that's one of the main criticisms, is that y'all don't check each other. So one of the things that I like to do is I like to do that. Like if I see something going wrong, I mean, it doesn't matter if it's a man, a woman, whatever. I'm gonna call that. I'm gonna say, look, that's not correct. Like that wasn't, like that ain't cool. And I think that's a more honest approach, like a more even keel approach, a more balanced approach. And it gives, more legitimacy to you when you're, holding everybody accountable, not just one gender. You know what I mean? That you're actually applying that to everybody. And one of the things with like certain guys here in this space is that they expect you not to say nothing. They don't want you to say nothing about their wrongdoings. Like, so they know that it's wrong. They know that what they were doing was not correct. The problem is that they don't want you calling them out. That's the problem. Like, if you would have asked them, is this wrong? Is that wrong? They would agree, yeah, this is wrong, that's wrong. But the issue is that they don't want you saying, calling it out, saying, yeah, you were the one that did wrong. Like, you did wrong. And see, that's something that we gotta kind of get out of, you know what I mean? Like this whole idea of, that, oh, you're not supposed to say anything. You're not supposed to, say that something went wrong, that, that the person was wrong in this instance and stuff like that. And a lot of that is something that that I think has to be exhibited really through men first, because, they say the men are the leaders. So if we're going to be leaders, then we got to lead, you know what I mean? And when we see wrongdoing, even on another man's part, we got to say, hey, look, that's messed up. That got to be called out. So that's what I'm doing. That's exactly what I do, And it's funny because they try to use that reverse psychology and say, oh, you're supposed to be manosphere. You're not supposed to call us out. No, who said that? Who made that rule up? That's my question. Who made that up? No, that's not true. Accountability is accountability on everybody, even myself. Like, and I was telling Dawn about this earlier. Like, if you do wrong, just say, you know what, I did it wrong. I apologize. That won't happen again. I'm going to make changes. That says a lot about you. You know what I mean? But people have a hard time for some strange reason doing that, Jose. I don't understand why that is so hard. I guess that comes with maturity. I am a little bit older, so I guess that's what it is. But that's really leadership. That's what leadership looks like. So,
well, look, the reality is this: we're living in a generation where accountability, maturity, or the lack of accountability and the lack of maturity, is prevalent. I mean, with some people, being mature and being responsible, being accountable, it's like kryptonite, okay? And that's something that's being done by both sexes, okay? The issue is that when you highlight it when it comes to certain ladies, they get all upset and bothered. But yet it's okay to hold men to these standards, but don't apply the same standards to women. Now, mind you, I'm saying this is what some women do. I'm not saying all women do this, but some women do this.
I totally agree. Like, I think that the way that you put that is really like the most accurate and most balanced way for anybody to really put it. You know what I mean? And that's what, we try to say, you know what I mean? But I guess because the way that it's being said is, I guess it's an issue, or it's intentionally being misconstrued because we don't use certain terms like some or not all and things of that nature. And I think, for a large part, I think that's what it is. Only the folks that are actually in the wrong to really get offended by it. You know what I mean? By that kind of statement to say that. But I have advocated for brothers to try to, clean up the language and try to be more specific. Try not to be all that general. Because I guess when, that you're general, folks would, kind of take issue with it, and now you have to make, clarifications and stuff like that, but look, I totally agree with you, brother. Like, it's the way that you do this, you know what I mean? Like, it's an art to this. It's an art to being able to express a point, and get it across effectively. You know what? I think a lot of people, Jose, are not. They're not trying to actually like be understood and get the point out to actually improve people. They're actually making their points and stuff just so that they can cater to the people that are on their side. Like, like that's really unfortunate. You know what I mean? Instead of folks actually trying to like, you know, send a message of understanding, they decide that they want to send a message in a way that the other person is not definitely going to take it. You know what I mean? Like, if you're yelling and screaming at somebody, do you really think that that person is really going to like take that message in and actually absorb it and actually be able to make a change? No, they're going to get defensive. There's a certain way that you got to handle, you know what I mean, folks, specifically when it's like in a large group, you know, so that's why I was saying that I think some people are doing it on purpose. They're trying to be hurtful. They're trying to be mean. They try to cater to the people that are mean, that are hurtful, that may be listening. And that's really unfortunate. That is truly, truly unfortunate.
That is unfortunate. But unfortunately, we're living in a day and age where people are not able to discuss their issues with a level of maturity. People are not able to take accountability for their actions. And we've seen it. I mean, and not to mention any particular platform. I mean, we've seen this on multiple platforms. Not only that, we also see it in our personal life, where people, for reasons only known to them, are not able to take accountability for their actions. It's much easier to blame this person or blame this circumstance. It's another thing when you have to take accountability and you say, I should have done this different. I am responsible for what has transpired.
I totally agree. You know what I mean? Like, that makes a lot of sense. But going back to what you were saying earlier, about Miss Elite, yeah, like it's a, you know what I mean? Like, it was quite a bit there going on, but like, I think that there's, she's, definitely handling herself. Definitely, everything's being handled, and taken care of. As far as, what I mean, the trolls and the stalkers and people of that nature. But I'm gonna tell you, there are a lot of people that really, appreciate her channel, that go over there. They learn things, like, they get inspired. From what she's saying. A lot of positive things. But I think that you're always going to have people that are going to want to hate. You're always going to have haters. You're always going to have people that's going to want to destroy you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, due to jealousy, envy, things of that nature. All of those cardinal sins or whatever they like to call them, like those, like those, just hate, jealousy, envy, all of that. You know what I mean? People don't want you to shine. Crab in a barrel mentality, where it's feeling as though in order to get a come up, they gotta push you down. Bro, like, it's always people that are looking, and always people that are trying to find an advantage.
Yeah.
So you gotta protect yourself from that. You know what I mean? Because they'll sneak up on you. You know what I mean? They'll sneak up on you, and they always come as like a friend. They always try to act like they're friendly at first, but you always spot them by what they do and what they say, bro. Like, people say a lot of stuff. Folks say stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That
I went up and I actually recently removed myself from content creators that actually cause drama. So you will never see me again participate in drama, which is actually stupid. or echo chambers where people do not listen to reason or try to actually understand another person's story. So with that said, I'm not gonna go and gravitate to those echo chambers anymore. I'm only gravitating towards people that are doing positive things. And if people want to actually, and if people actually have a beef with me or anything like that, they're welcome to come up. And if they don't, and if they do or don't have a beef with me, or if they want to come up, but they still want to talk bad about me anyway, that just shows you that the beef ain't real. I mean, think about it.
Right, right. And see, that's how you know who's being real and who ain't being real. Like the people that gonna come to your channel, bro, like they're gonna be the people that gonna really rock with you. You know what I mean? Like they not into the drama. They're not trying to get no come up. Like they ain't trying to trying to manipulate and maneuver and stuff like that. Because none of that is over here. You know what I mean? So what has happened is that unfortunately a lot of the drama is what brings the subs. It brings the views. It brings all of that. But you know what it brings too? It brings a lot of trouble. It brings a lot of people that are nefarious. It brings a lot of stalkers. It brings a lot of haters. The drama brings the views, the subs, but it also brings a big headache as well. And that's the thing that I don't think a lot of people see until they get into it. See, once they get into it, and now they got to worry about their channel being terminated. They got to worry about being doxxed. They got to worry about this, about that. You know what I mean? All because they were, sticking their nose and stuff, that they probably shouldn't have been sticking in, that they really didn't have no business in. Now they knee deep in it. Yeah, they got some subs, but if your channel gone, what good do the subs do? You know what I mean? Like if the channel has been terminated, or now your information is exposed, like, you know what I mean? What good was all of that? See what I mean? So that's why, like, folks got to make a decision on, do they want to just do their natural, organic content and go naturally and organically, or do they want to get a fast start and get themselves in some drama, but then find themselves wishing that they wouldn't have never done it? Some folks, they got a bit of a start and then we're like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to exit this situation, but it's too late. You know what I'm saying? Now your name is out there. Now, folks are, coming to try to attack your channel and stuff like that. Brother, I've seen it all. I have seen it all. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's a way to tackle a controversial topic without getting into the drama. So you could talk about something that's popular and have it structured, you know what I mean? Where, like, it's going to draw away those haters, those problem makers, right? Just have it structured where, look, I'm not going to put up with no drama. I'm talking about this topic, you know what I mean? And it's going to be this way or that way, whatever, structure that you want, but it's not going to be that yelling and screaming and all of that, like, the panels with people getting angry and, yelling at each other. No, we're not going to have none of that. We're going to have a grown, adult, mature conversation. And if you can't have it, there's the door. There's the door, right? Because it's your channel, right? So that's the way I think people need to be. But folks like to just let people come in and just say whatever. And see, that's when stuff gets wild. You know what I mean? Because folks will go in there and say whatever, and then somebody else will see it. Now they want to go up there and say something. You know what I mean, bro? Like, it just gets real wild, So I could see why, a more peaceful and quiet, channel and, is very alluring. Because trust me, brother, it ain't worth it. All that drama, all of that stuff, it is not worth it, because ain't none of them paying your bills. Ain't none of this stuff paying no damn bills. So it ain't no sense in getting all worked up all upset, all worried about something that ain't really benefiting you for real. It's good to talk and run your damn mouth, but that ain't paying no damn bills, right? That ain't putting no money in your pocket.
I mean, the thing is though, I was actually talking to another content creator by the name of Sage. Shout out to Sage Never Ran, and he was like, "Yo, people like you could do all the drama and everything like that, but then if you're gonna be looking for sponsors for your channel or anything like that, or just trying to make a big payday, all this venom and all this stuff is not. They're gonna actually look at your channel. They're actually gonna disqualify you, or even not even think about sponsoring."
That's the truth. That's the other thing, especially now, brother. Now there was a time on YouTube where like the guidelines and the rules were a little different, more like lax. But now, no, like he's absolutely right. Now they will take a look to see if your content is family friendly. They want to see like if if certain language is being used. They want to see what you're talking about. Is it original content, or is it something where you're doing a bunch of reviews, stuff like that? All of that has an effect on what you decide. So yeah, at this point in time, you have to definitely play it safe, brother, and that's what you're doing. That's the way it should have been from the beginning. It should have been like that from the beginning, and they let it go too far. No, they let it go too far before they got strict and actually booted a lot of these folks out of here. Because by the time a lot of folks got booted out, the damage was done. The damage was already done, bro. So now we're like in a post-apocalyptic situation where it's like everybody is trying to like find their role and their niche and what they want to do. Right. But you know what it is, Like I think that the folks that want to do original, authentic content, like that's the safest way to go. And then one day you can say, "Oh, I remember that person. I remember that person. I remember what they were talking about." You can be the YouTube historian, right? Yeah. So. What I'm saying? To be able to tell the history of all of these different people that you saw that came and went and stuff like that, because you played it safe while they tried to, get into the drama and got caught up in some mess, and now they channel gone, right? So, yeah, brother, you're doing the right thing. Jose, you're doing the right thing too, brother. Like you know what I'm saying, staying out of that drama. I talked to Femi and stuff, and you know what I mean? She gave you some good advice. I would have told you the same thing. Like that, the drama and stuff, you really want to stay out of it, especially if like you really don't have anything like directly to do with it. Just stay away. Just stay far away from it. You know what I mean? Because it's not worth it. Trust me, it's not worth it, because you got some people that's what they do. Like they will, come to your channel and they will, try to find things to try to, flag you or try to start something, or try to, get certain conversations started where it's going to be an issue with other people to come to your channel. Like it's certain things that people will do to try to like sabotage you. Yeah. So yeah, Jose got some good, game right there from Femi, and I definitely support it. The game she gave. So I think that's important. And Don, brother, brother, don't worry, bro. Like this is great, man. Like when I came here, cause like it was just a couple of things that I wanted, like, just to kind of, spit game about and talk about. And, like I feel comfortable, and I mean, nobody's being like high strung or nothing like that. And it's just like last time, man, very comfortable to come up and talk. Like I like that.
Exactly.
I like that. So other than that, that's about all that's going on, man. Like it, just folks just trying to navigate things, So like I'm trying to help out because like I said, I've been around for a while, so I can kind of like give some insight and advice and stuff like that, to try, for her to avoid issues, you know. Because I'm gonna tell you, some of these people, bro, like, man, they got some issues, bro. Like some of these people, I don't know why they're on here, but they're on here, and it's obvious that they got nothing else better to do. They're not retired. They're still, young workable ages, but they're not working. And they're not working because they're spending too much time on here. Too much time, watching other people, too much time making videos, too much time, trolling, too much time stalking. Like, it's obvious that it's not enough hours in the day for you to be doing all of that. So, like, it just, like, let you know that there are some weird people operating out here on this internet. This internet, man, it's something else. It's something else.
See the thing about these platforms, they give everybody the opportunity, to speak and say whatever is on their mind. The problem is that this platform and other platforms are full of people that have mental health issues that have never been addressed, issues of betrayal, things of that nature, and of course, they're free to say their ish, okay, but yet they have an issue with accountability and responsibility.
Yeah, so if you notice, like you just said, there are a lot of mental health issues with these folks that have never been addressed. Like, I totally agree with that. And they're 30, 40 years old out here on this internet, and they're doing all types of weird stuff, man. Like, it's like, wow, like, this is like kind of disturbing. You know what I mean? Like, just the level of trolling, the level of boredom that these people have, and the level of issues that they have. Because if you see what they're doing, it's obvious that they're not right in the head. There's something wrong with them. There's something wrong with them. And it just makes you kind of wonder, about, safety, protecting your channel. And I had mentioned this before. Maybe what you got to do is just have a close group, net of friends, maybe 5 or 6 friends at the most. And y'all get together and y'all can have y'all, stream or panel, but don't let nobody else up there, because there are some real wild people out there. Some wild people out here, man. Some wild people. So,
trust me, it's crazy to the point, right? That you have certain people that, for example, they want to go around and make fun of your relationship choices whatsoever. My thing is this: there's everybody that deserves love, right? So don't go around and try to put your preferences on the next man just because it's not your preference. You get what I'm trying to say? And
facts, bro, facts. You know what? That's what I was saying. We talk about that and say, look, a man's preferences should be respected. I mean, if that man like a certain type of woman, that need to be respected, man. You know what I mean? Like, that's all that. That's what we be saying. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So like that totally makes sense. Cause I'm gonna tell you, in the real world, if you was to try something like that, that would be a quick way to get your whole wig split. Like, like if you was to criticize a man because he married, a certain type of a woman, or he like a certain type of woman, that man will look at you like, what did you just say? And your whole wig will get split. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, this social
Or
media, bro.
or you just say the f bomb to a man face to face. You know that was gonna be a fight.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
That's
yeah,
a great example. Yeah. So what that means is
I
that
mean it's
what these people doing online is not real, bro. Like they think that they hidden, that that they can talk to people any kind of way. They think that they could like say stuff and do stuff. That's how you know, man, that this stuff ain't really like a lot of these people wouldn't really do that stuff in real life, because they know if they did that, they get their whole wig split. You know what I keep saying that I keep saying that. But yeah, exactly. And that's what shows you, right, that this ain't really reality. It's not reality for a lot of people. So when I hear people acting like that and talking like that, I know that it's either for show or they letting off some kind of mental illness rant or something. They on some type of rant, right? Where like they are frustrated like with something in their real life. So they get on here and they start yelling, they start cursing, they start saying some of the most foul things, some of the most absurd and outlandish things. But it's just all it's doing is revealing their issues,
their insecurities.
Insecurity, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because in real life, you wouldn't be able to do that. Go off on nobody like that. No,
I mean,
go ahead.
I mean, me personally, I'm gonna say this. Like, I had some old school people that they were telling me what I was or whatnot, right? And then after a while, I was trying to tell certain people was trying to put me, we could go to this. I was like, I went up and I declined 3 times. I was like, I do not want to go to this place. The last time they tried to do that, I just went off on them. And certain people was like, oh, you won't do this. I'm like, I'll do this to you in real life. The only thing with me is that I'll do it in real life. And people are like, oh, you're crazy and everything like that. I'm like, okay, and at the end of the day, if you want to go and not try to push people to do bad things, stop pushing them. Because 9 times out of 10, when you don't like the results, the next thing you know, you're gonna have law enforcement involved and everything like that. Because let's be honest, you have certain people who are so sensitive, they'll call law enforcement and then try to lie on you. So,
oh yeah, brother. And see, what's funny about it is that once it get real ugly, everybody gonna leave. Then see all of them people that was cheering you on online, and being this and that. Them people gonna leave, man. Like all of them people that that were cheering and saying this and saying that. Once it get real, them people gonna leave, bro. They don't want none of that. See, people want. See, that's the thing is that people will big you up, puff your head up, and try to make you, do things and have you do things, and then you the one left holding the bag while they done went on to somebody else. They done went on to
exactly, and that's why I'm like, and that's why I'm like, you know what? I saw how certain people were acting. I went up and I switched my mode. I mean, ever since 2003, I haven't been at a certain content creators on channel because at the end of the day, I see what it is. It's just about it's just a lame echo chamber for racists and cornballs. And the last thing what was funny is that you have certain people, right, and who are like in their 50s or whatsoever, right? They're a bunch of simps. I'm going to give you a perfect example. I was on a show, right, which I'm not going to mention. So I went up and I said hi whatsoever, right? I went up and I had a profile pic. Somebody liked it. They said that, okay, I'm a handsome guy. I just went up and I said, I'm a married dude. You know what I'm saying? So I went up and I saw the person. There was a hey, how you doing, whatsoever, right? So you got these two bozos, the 50-year-old and the cornball, right? They went up and they say the corny jokes or whatever. They hating on me just because a certain female finds me attractive. Remind you, I'm married. But yeah, you want to go make all these jokes. I'm just looking at them. I'm like, yo, your dude is pathetic. I mean, first of all, let's be honest. If a female's saying all this stuff and everything like that, I'm not the one getting my head soaked up. Y'all are. Y'all trying to say, hey, I want to do this, I want to do that. When 9 times out of 10, I didn't even say that I wanted a woman. But yet, when you have a whole bunch of names that they in their feelings, they want to think that, oh, I'm going to diss this guy so I can make myself look better. I'm like, okay, and y'all losing. That's why I'm laughing, because you ain't my competition. You will never be my competition. Or you trying to go and put the next man down to try to get a woman. That's, to me, is the ultimate form of being a lame.
Yep. You know what, brother? I totally agree with you. That was messed up. And guys will do some, you know what I'm saying, some mess like that, man. Like, they be trying to say these women be messy, but these guys be messy like that too, man. Like you said, exactly. You were married. You know what I mean? Like, they trying to get where you done got. You know what I mean? You know, that's really what they need to be worrying about, and trying to get where you are, where you're married. You know what I mean? Like, you really don't care. I mean, the woman just said you look good. You know what I mean? Like, she thought you was attractive or whatever. And now they just getting mad. You know what I mean? And want to make jokes and stuff. Yeah, I know what you know what I'm saying? Like, I know what you mean, man. That's the online, like, that's what goes on with a lot of lame guys online. That's why they online, man. That's why a lot of them is really online, because they ain't got nothing really going on in real life, man. They ain't got no woman. You know what I mean? They don't really got nobody, so they try to act tough and pretend like they somebody online when they ain't really nobody. So,
I mean,
yeah,
it's funny, right? That a lot of these lames, they see a picture of me and I used to post a picture of me and my wife. They want to criticize and stuff. I'm like, okay, well, guess what? You still a cornball. I'm still with my wife, so what up?
Still a cornball. And that ain't gonna never change with them guys, man. Like, they probably still around somewhere doing the same stuff that they were doing. Like, bro, like, it's pathetic. So yeah, you know, brother, I see why, you know what I mean? Like, you separated yourself, and you know what I mean, and is at peace. Because I'm gonna tell you, you know what I mean, like, that peace is golden. That peace is golden, man. For a man, peace is golden. The stress and the drama, brother, that's what put us in the early grade. Stress and drama. So the more peace, the more peace and quiet that you got, brother, the better that it's gonna be for you. So, all right, brother. You know what I mean? I really appreciate the conversation, man. I'm gonna try to come up here a little bit more often. You know what I mean? It's just been kind of quiet. You know what I mean? Kind of quiet around. So. Yeah. And like I said, I was just kind of, cyber surfing, and I just happened to see you live. So, I was listening for like a few minutes, and I decided to hop on up. But, all right, brother, like, I'm going to go ahead and hop on now. All right, Jose. All right, peace, y'all. Peace.
Peace. Yeah, so Don Jose, you getting ready for Sunday? All right. Don Jose, you there? All right.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I'm here. I'm gonna drop down because look, I'm at this point. It's time for me to hit the side.
I hear you.
But in any case, thank you for allowing me on the platform.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh yeah. I'll see you on Sunday.
yeah,
If
definitely.
anything.
So have a good night and be safe out there.
You too. I hear you, Giorgio. I might just ride this out until 2:00. So who knows? Yeah, I know. I mean, depending on my new professional stuff, I might be doing a lot of streams earlier. Depending on certain things. I mean, we have to roll with the punches. Lies can't really hurt a person if you're living in the truth. Yep. Well, I guess I'm going to be taking it down. Good night, everybody. This has been an impromptu stream.